What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Essential Badass and welcome to a World of Tanks video. For the past couple of months and weeks I have been really addicted to World of Tanks since it's returned to me on the Xbox One. World of Tanks, if you don't know, is a free-to-play game by Wargaming.net. This game originally started out on the PC, I'm pretty sure. And then the Xbox One got a port, the Xbox 360 got a port, I might say. And the Xbox One, I think around August this year, World of Tanks came out. Now, I remember playing a lot of World of Tanks on the 360, and if you own the 360, well, if you currently still own a 360, if you've got, say, for instance, the tier 10 American tank or British tank, you will still have that in the Xbox One version, so no progress is lost unless you make a new account. So that's good. It was good for me because I was the Panzer IV before I returned, when I finished playing World of Tanks when the Xbox One came out in the 360. What was I going? Aye. So World of Tanks is a third person, well, I wouldn't say shooter, but a third and first person perspective tank shooter. You can play a really wide variety of tanks between tank destroyers, artillery, light tanks, medium tanks and heavy tanks. And it ranges from, I think it's like 1930s, 20s I think, up into around the 70s and 60s and stuff like that. There's quite a lot of tanks there. To say off the top of my head, the M60 Patton is there. That's an American tank, I'm pretty sure, used in Vietnam or something, I'm not sure. Not too good with most of my tank history, it's normally World War II I'm good with. The reason I like this game is because it's fun, it's got simple gameplay, it has well balanced matchmaking, and it is a lot of fun, and it takes quite a bit to actually master. I'm not a master of this game, I'm fairly okay at this game. Like, I do have moments where I do really well in games, I can capture flags and kill people and all that, just like any other game I play really. But with this game, the reason I like this game as well is because it gives you two objectives. One objective is the obvious one, kill all enemy players in the game or capture the enemy flag. Well, that's in some most game modes require you to capture the flag of some sort. There is one that's just a standard deathmatch type thing, I don't know if that's what it's called, but it is something like that. Both teams just have a deployment zone, they go into the fight and that's pretty much it, and the last tank standing is the winner, or the last team standing is the winner. It's really good. It also, some points in this game, teamwork, well, in this game in general, teamwork is the key factor in the game. It's always good to have a friend with you. For instance, I have Owen. He was unfortunately destroyed, I think, by, was either an enemy tank destroyer or one of their heavy tanks. The unlucky thing was for me, I was the only heavy tank in this game, so it was really hard because it's that feeling you get. See, if you're playing Call of Duty and you're playing Search and Destroy, and you're the last man alive on Search and Destroy, and it's a 1v2 or 1 point in the game, and you feel your entire team judging every single move you make. That's genuinely the feeling you get when you're the last tank standing, or in my case, the last heavy tank standing against a tank destroyer. It was a lot of fun. It is still a lot of fun playing this game. I'd say, having Owen joining me, I think that was a lot easier because obviously I have someone to actually communicate with and stuff like that. Though a lot of people in this game have mics, and the rare people that do, they're probably 12 and they're using their Kinect, you can hear absolutely everything in the background and it's quite irritating. But what game doesn't have that? But I'm not going to discredit World of Tanks just because some people don't have mics and don't communicate and stuff. I don't mind. I just like playing game. Look, the main reason I like it, I would play a game if it's enjoyable, if I've heard good either if I've heard good things about it or I like the look of it. World of Tanks when it first came out in the 360 was quite a fancy for me because I've seen quite a lot of videos on it on YouTube. Saw quite a lot of videos and stuff like that of the PC version. And then when it came out for the 360 I was quite happy. Well, I was really happy because it's... And then when I first started playing this game I was honestly terrible. Now I've kind of got the hang of the game, I have my moments as I said. The tank I'm using is a German heavy tank, it is the VK30H or something along those lines. I really enjoyed playing this map here. There's so many maps and some maps have their own variants. There's some maps of war, like there's buildings destroyed and stuff like that. And some maps offer a little flanking route like you can see here me in this medium tank, the VK30P, that's the, I don't know, I know it's a medium tank and that's pretty much it. But this was a decent little flank, like we managed to get quite a lot of damage on the enemy team, spotted a lot of enemies. And it was good because we were distracting him as well, like him there, he left his engine completely exposed. I was well defended because I was on the higher ground and he wasn't getting these shots to hit, they were continuously hitting the little wall there. So he wasn't getting quite a lot of shots on me, and I think another tank has spotted him and they've just started to fire on him, so the enemy team were retreating. And the good thing about the spotting system in this game is you don't need to press any type of button or anything. If a tank comes into your radar space or something, I think that's how it is. There's a small radar or something on your tank, and it picks up enemy tanks and enemy players, and it detects them for a short period or quite a bit of period of time. And the good thing about that is, see when you're in this type of point here, the flank position, and there's enemy tanks rolling in behind you. It's quite funny because you have the upper hand, you can see where they are. But I think as well they can see you. Well, they could see me. That's why they were planning to flank me. It was honestly, I was quite proud of this flank. I just discovered it on random. I thought maybe just do that for the sake of it. And the good thing is, each tank isn't a sitting target. The tank's only made of paper mache and all that just disintegrate within every time you fire a shell. You'll see what I mean in a second here. I'm just figuring out, I'm just checking to see if I can get a shot in any other tanks over there. And you'll see in a second what I mean. The tanks are taken into realism. Tanks have certain hit points and those certain hit points. Well, the developers of the game have researched the tanks, every tank. They've researched its armour, how much, and they've balanced out so certain shells do certain damage, armour piercings, good against angled armour, I think, and stuff like that. But this is what I mean by the armour thing. You'll see in a second here, a Panzer III decides to unload his 20mm cannon upon me here, and I deflect the majority of the bullets. But it was honestly quite funny. It was just, but some enemy tanks on that ridge up there, they spotted me because of the teammates down there, and it was pretty much a long range slug out. But they managed to back off, and I was able to focus on the enemy tanks down there. And that medium tank, he sacrificed himself so I could live. So that was always good. Now, as you can see, the angle that heavy tank is, his side armour is very exposed. And well, this is what I mean here. Look, that Panzer III is just opening up on me, and nothing's happened, which was really good because like, and it was quite lucky my main gun was fixed, so I could hit another shot at that guy and win that round. It was quite entertaining. Well, it's quite fun for me because normally I don't get that lucky in this game. I normally just get instantly destroyed, or I'll last a wee bit and then get destroyed. But I really enjoy World of Tanks. It does have a really, really good matchmaking system, and what I mean by a good matchmaking system is when you're playing as a tier 1 tank. I had a sick and twisted idea when Owen first played this game. Like, I wanted to make Owen the host because I thought this was going. I didn't know, like, I've never played this game with anybody else. Like, I've played it once with, I can't remember his gamer tag in the 360, but I only played it once with him, and I think that was the beta. But as I was saying, like, I thought the game's matchmaking was kind of like Call of Duty because I've seen like a few light tanks in games with me, and I'm like a tier 4 tank and stuff like that. But I was disappointed, but it was a good thing because obviously you don't want like a tier 7 or tier 6 tank like my VK30 tank is. It's tier 7. You don't want that tier 7 tank with 950 armour or 850 armour rolling about in a battlefield with light tanks and light tank destroyers, light artillery that have like just under 100 armour. How bad would that be? Right here, this is my prize tank, the Panzer IV. The reason I like this tank is because like, it's probably, other than the Sherman tank for the Allies, the Panzer IV, other than the Tiger tank and the Tiger II and the Panther, this was like the main workhorse of the German army. Well, the German army in World War II. And I just like the design of the Panzer IV. It just looks like a really good tank, and I like what the developers have done with the model of the tank. It adds like a lot of realism to the game. Well, not a lot of realism, but you know what I mean. It leaves the models. It does real models of the tanks, which I like. I like that attention to detail in my games. Like, well, who doesn't really? It is. This whole time that I was out here trying to risk my life and dodge artillery and tank destroyers, Owen was AFK. I did try and try and hope I could get some gameplay of Owen getting destroyed, but I couldn't. I couldn't find any. But doesn't it look? World of Tanks can benefit a lot of people as well. Say for instance, like, I don't know, I'll just use the Panzer IV for example. Say for instance you wanted to learn about the Panzer IV a bit more, say you've got a history test or something, and you can't be bothered doing your homework, like you can't be bothered writing down all the Panzer, like go on your phone and write the Panzer IV was this and that and this. This game actually tells you, well, it doesn't tell you exactly what the Panzer IV, like, but it's gun, like, I'll get to that in a minute. What it does is it tells you when the tank was developed, how many units of the tank was produced and stuff like that. So it does have its educational purposes. There's also some tanks that were prototype tanks that never saw like production and stuff like that or action, which is quite, I like to, like, obviously I'm a bit of a history freak. I really do like my history. I would definitely recommend this game. You don't even need to spend any money. The game is absolutely free on the Xbox One. And, well, that just says it all. It's a free game. Go for it. But I really like this game, mainly for its gameplay, which is really good. It's fun. It makes for some funny moments. I remember Owen was like owns the Panzer IV as well. Like, we were playing a game. I was my heavy tank, and Owen was scooting round the corner. And look, as he turned the corner, these two heavy tanks came out down this street, and Owen got the fright of his life. Then he got destroyed. It was really amusing to watch. Look, right, this was kind of what happened here. This was pretty much, picture this with 2 heavy tanks, and this was Owen. That's pretty much what it was. Owen turned the coordinate, and just as he was about to aim his gun and fire, the enemy tank the enemy heavies just annihilated them. I think that's all I've got in World of Tanks, ladies and gentlemen. If you do plan to pick up this game, send me a message on Xbox. I will be happy to play with you, because I'm always looking for new members of my new members of the squad in this game. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, share the video with friends or family, and I will see you all in the next video.